All right, so I've been having a bad day, so I thought this would be a good time for a rant video about exchange policies at certain thrift stores and something that I'm going through, well, I've been going through recently with this rant, as you'll hear and see, that's been driving me insane. So, sorry, if you don't like rant videos, this might not be the video for you, but I'm just going to kind of go off the cuff, just kind of unfiltered, kind of just going all over the place with my ADHD brain. So let's talk about Value Village and their exchange policies that drives me nuts. So recently I bought a coat. I wasn't filming this. This wasn't part of any video, but I bought a $79.99, $80 coat there. Now you're thinking, why would you spend $80 on a coat at Value Village? That's insane. Well, because it had the patch on the side for Canada Goose. So it's a Canada Goose jacket. At least this is, we'll get to that in a second. And it was a large parka, double XL. Obviously, it's too big for me, so it wasn't a personal use. This is something I was probably going to resell. So I took a few photos of it, as you can see right here on screen. And I covered up the tag because obviously if I sell it, then I'll probably rip off the tag and then, ship it out or whatever. But this particular item, I started doing so much more research on after, because when it comes to jackets of this caliber, something this expensive, there's going to be a lot of fakes out there, a lot of people trying to scam the system, sell it as something that's not like what it actually is supposed to be, a Canada Goose jacket. Now, it was a decent fake. I took a lot of photos, you can see right here, and honestly, there was only a few little items, like worries that I had about it being fake. And after that, when the seed of doubt is in your mind, it made it very difficult for me to actually put it up online to sell it, because I didn't want to be accused of scamming. I also didn't want to sell a fake jacket and then say it's authentic. So I'm like, you know what, whatever, I'm going to go and get my $80 back. So I've never did an exchange or return ever at Value Village. When I purchased the jacket, I already had a little bit of doubts in my mind that it might have been fake. And the person at the teller, the cashier, never told me about their actual policy. They just said you have 14 days to return it. That's it. Didn't say exchange, didn't say anything like that, just a return. So I thought I had a 14-day window. Now, after 3 days, I went back to Value Village to try to return it. And then they told me that they have a very strict exchange policy only, where you have like that window of time to exchange within that day for something that's $80. So for me, $80, that's a lot. I rarely ever spend that much money at Value Village ever. So I'm like, hold on. So I have to find $80 worth of stuff right now in the store to do an exchange. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have that time today. Can you just kind of put it on a gift card or something like that? I'm going to be spending the money here. Just can you put it in a gift card and I can come back on my own leisure and try to, exchange it? And they said, no, we can't do that. The most we can do is just extend the day, like extend it like a week or so, and then come in again. And hopefully you find something that you can exchange it for. And I'm like, what? $80? To me, that's a lot of money to spend at Value Village. I don't know I think I've maybe only spent over $80 maybe 3 times in my entire life going to Value Village in a one-day trip. So that was really frustrating because they weren't upfront about that. If they were upfront about that right at the get-go, I probably wouldn't have bought that jacket. I wouldn't risk $80 on it. And when I was talking to the manager about this, there was one thing they said that really annoyed me. And I said, well, it's at $80 and it's a fake jacket. And she says, well, yeah, that's why we price it at $80 and not more. So the people at Value Village, when they're pricing it, knew that this was potentially a fake jacket, or even just outright knew it was a fake jacket. And they were okay putting an $80 price tag on it and kind of pass it on to the reseller, because they know that the person who's going to buy it, or the person who's going to bite and pull the trigger on that, is going to be a reseller. And they basically put the price at that to bait you into buying it. And then later, when you try to exchange it after you find out that it's fake, they tell you that you have basically that day to find something to actually exchange it with. That really bugged me a lot, because pricing something that high is kind of like acknowledging in a weird way that, I don't know, do you think it's real? Maybe it's real, looks pretty good to me. But then after making a comment like that, basically confessing that you probably knew that this was a fake jacket, or the people who are pricing it knew, but yet instead of pricing it for like a normal jacket price, which by the way, $80 is not a normal jacket price at Value Village. I know they price things high, but it's usually around $25 to $35. why didn't you just price it at $30? A lot of people, resellers or not, would actually pick it up because it's, you know, it's a nice hefty jacket. It's, you know, you have to be tall for this one. It's like a double XL, but at least someone wouldn't feel that bad about buying it if it's fake. At $30, fine, right? But if you're pricing it at $80, you're kind of incentivizing someone to think that this might be a real jacket, and then a reseller or whoever is going to pick that up and then feel very disappointed later on when they realize that that jacket is fake. Now, this is a bit of a rant, I know, but I just wanted to get off my chest. Not the best day in general for me, as you guys can tell, at the fact that I'm making a rant video regardless, right? So anyways, I wanted to know what your guys' opinions are on stuff like this. Have you ever had this happen? Have you ever had run-ins, and have you ever done an exchange at Value Village? Is there other stores that have worse return policies? I'd like to know your thoughts about that down below in the comment section. But for me, I mean, I basically have like 6 or 7 days to find something there. So if I find something that I'm willing to do an exchange with, I'll let you guys know as like an update to this video in the future and kind of explain and then kind of refer back to this video so you guys can get the rundown about what happened. But yeah, clothing in general, I'm getting really, I don't know. I'm kind of getting off clothing at this point now. And if I could find good video games at Value Village, which is possible, it's just rare, I'll exchange for that. Or if I find some like decent toys, some Legos, some vintage figures, stuff like that, I might do an exchange for that. Because I just don't know if I'm going to find the value at Value Village, at Value Village for clothing. You know, like I'm not going to find some crazy good vintage single stitch double all over print shirt. It's not going to happen. That's the stuff that I typically do like. So anyways, guys, sorry about the rant, but if you did enjoy the rant, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and maybe I'll do more of these rants in the future. Anyways, take care, guys.